Hi everyone, in today's video we're going to be talking about breeding season and more specifically renting a ram versus buying a ram and the pros and cons of each of those. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how we started breeding to how we breed now. And yeah, I'm going to take you guys along for the ride. Peanut, Romeo, and Peanut. And they're going to help me out today. So I have my little list here of notes, just in case I didn't forget anything. So I'm going to first start off and talk about our experience, how we started when we first had sheep. We started out with about 5 girls and in a little barn. There was about 4 or 5 girls. We saw an ad on Kijiji and we contacted the man, and he lives about an hour-ish away from us. When we started getting girls, we had talked to him about the possibility of getting a ram from him just to use for the breeding. I don't think we paid a fee this time. He was just a mixed breed ram. We just had mixed breed ewes, and that's all really what we have now. So we started with that, and I think we paid him a fee at the end of the season, and we only borrowed him for about a month, a little bit longer than a month I think, to breed our 3 girls. His name was Mo. I'm pretty sure Jeff, the guy that we bought Toffee off of, still has him. He was a great ram. I think I got at least 2 sets of twins from that breeding. And it was great. It was a great experience. He was a great ram. He was super friendly, which is one of the things I look for in a ram, how friendly they are, how easy they are to handle. Some people don't like to handle their rams, but I do, but that's a video for another time. So we did that, and then we sent him home. And the great thing about when you're starting out breeding is that you don't have to house a ram separate. So some people buy like 2 ewes and a ram at the same time. I personally do not like that, and I'm glad we did it the way we did. I'm glad, and I have no regrets about doing it like that. So yeah, it's a great option for small farmers. So I'm just going to go down my list. Like I said, it's hassle-free. You don't have to worry about housing him after the breeding season. Most people, if they're just starting out, breed once a year in October, November, typically, for, March, April babies. And it's just much better because he can just go in automatically with the ewes, and then you can just ship him off back to his home farm. You don't have to worry. A con to this is that it's inconvenient for you. So you might not, say you have like you're going to do a couple breedings like we do, and you have a couple of different groups. If you're renting a ram, you necessarily can't just go and pick him up whenever. The farmer might be renting him out to somebody else. He might be using him, so your dates might be pushed back. And I don't really like to lamb in the hot weather. I don't think it's good, and all the flies and everything. I don't think that's good for a newborn baby, especially with their umbilical cord and everything. So it can be inconvenient. Now, if you do talk to the farmer and set a date and everything, then you're okay. You might have to put a deposit down for him to be able to use him for breeding that period, but then you're in there. So on the one hand, it's great because you don't have to worry about him. If you're only breeding him 1 month out of the year, you don't have to worry about him for the next 11 months, and you don't have to feed him either for the next 11 months. You can just, bring him to the farm and then bring him back. But you also have to consider that you won't always necessarily get him when you want him. Peanut, enough. So your ewes don't get bred in that first month. You either have to wait another year to breed them, or You can possibly get the ram back or another ram for that. Sometimes it's not worth it for just 1 or 2 ewes, but you know, if you have like 5 that didn't get caught, didn't get bred, then it might be worth it for you to bring him back. But that's also another point, that they might not get bred right away. If you had a ram on your own farm, you wouldn't have to worry about that. You could just throw them in with another group or just with him for a couple weeks. I don't think I had to pay anything. I just had to feed him, obviously. But usually a breeding fee isn't that much, and it's certainly less money than buying a ram from a breeder would be. Now, the opposite to that is if you are breeding purebred sheep, or you're going to get into some threatened breeds, or you want to do conservation efforts, you do have to consider that. You might not be able to rent a ram from a breeder. You might, depends on the breeder and your relationship to that breeder. You might have to sign a contract or something like that, and figure that out. But typically, I don't think they would do that. But you'd have to contact them and see your business plan, what you're trying to do, and so on and so forth. So that's something you have to consider too if you are going to get into purebreds or some of these rare breeds. You might not have that option to rent. Now let's talk about some of the aspects of buying a ram and some of the pros and cons of that. So obviously the biggest pro is you have him on the farm 24/7. You can breed him whenever you want, which is awesome. And actually our first ram that we ever purchased is this guy. Is it going to turn for me? Oh, nope. It is Romeo. Hi, Romeo. Hi, Romeo. Good boy. Yes. So he is just Peanut. It's just a mixed breed sheep. He does have some Rambouillet in him, which is nice because we do have a lot of Rambouillet girls. He gave me a beautiful black and white baby girl this year, Quinn. If you follow us on Instagram and Facebook, you'll see her as well. And he is just fabulous. He's really good. The first year we got him, he was awful. He was so bad. He constantly tried to ram us, and was just not a good ram in general. And actually, if I had bought him at that time, I probably would have sent him to the butcher's, because we have kids that come to the farm, and I don't always want to be constantly looking over my shoulder to make sure he's not going to charge me. But the second year we brought him back, and as you can see, he's absolutely fabulous. So straightening him out a little bit helped, and I will talk about discipline for rams and for your sheep in general, your animals in general, and what we do on the farm. But we didn't get him, I think last year we got him with our other ram, Hercules, who is a purebred Rambouillet. We got them both for free, which is really sweet from a lady that we do wool with, and we've gotten Hershey, our alpaca, from him. And yeah, so the convenience factor is there. He is in a pen with Peanut right now because Hercules is breeding our group of Rambouillet girls, which I'll show you at the end. But yeah, the convenience is there. If you're buying a ram, you will have to pay some more money. We got lucky with these guys, but buying a ram from a breeder, you do pay more, but you can get them genetically tested for certain diseases. You can have them like, you can have all their genetic history and everything. They're usually a proven sire or from proven sires, so you don't have to worry about, okay, is this guy actually, is he going to do his job? They've been looked at, and they've been selected to go into a breeding program. So their conformation's really good. Their testicles are where they should be. There's no irregularities. They're not a crypt orchid. Things like that. I want to get a Tunis ram in the coming years because I think they're a good breed, and they're a great maternal breed. But that's going to take some time. Some of these ram lambs are $700, so that's just not pocket change. But yeah, I really like having rams here now. We do have the space. We are going to, they're in a stall right now, as you can see, for the horses. But eventually we will have a pen for them, and Peanut will go in with Romeo, Hercules, and our new ram lamb Falcor. I know my video cut out, but now I'm just going to show you the boys that I also have in addition to Romeo. So Falcor. Oh, don't ram the camera. Yes, you're a good boy. Falcor is just a Gotland cross, and I got him when we picked up a couple other Gotland cross ewes, and he's going to be smaller, so he'll be able to breed our ewe lambs and stuff, which I'm really excited about because Romeo and Hercules are way too big for them, and they're also related to some of the other girls. So here is Herky Turkey, is what I call him, right there. I'm touching him. He is our purebred Rambouillet boy. The lady was just getting out a sheep and focusing on her alpacas more. And we got him. And he's been great. This is his second breeding season. He's breeding all of our ewe lambs. Hi, Looney. And other Rambouillet girls. And he is just fabulous. He gave me such big babies last year. Well, the girls also helped. But he's been great. He is a little pushy, so sometimes I do have to watch him in the pen when I go into the pen. For the most part, he's pretty good, and he is always corrected when he tries to go after us. And everybody in here, he is already bred, except for Sumac, this little ewe lamb here. This is her first breeding. She was too small last year, so she's almost 2. So that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, just leave them down below. I hope this covered everything and that you learned something from it about whether to rent or buy a ram, because you don't always have to just buy a ram outright, and I think that's sometimes how these rams get left behind or at auction houses and stuff. These boys will live the rest of their lives on our farm, and yeah, I'm really happy with the rams that we have currently, and I can't wait to see where this takes us, this breeding season takes us.